Let me ask you, though, because you do now have a Democratic control of Congress, as chairman of Ways and Means, do you feel it's necessary to do anything over the course of this year to try to bolster the economy?
Well, one thing that we do want is to have a fair and equitable tax system and see what impact that would have on the economy. One of the things that we do know is that the president's tax cuts for the wealthy increased our debt to China and other parts of the world, and we're supposed to build our way, grow our way out of that. We also know that we can't control the war. Certainly the hundreds of billions of dollars that we're spending in the Middle East, at this point in time, it's nothing that the Congress is going to be able to do. And so we don't direct the economy. We have one government, one president, and what we do is try to help to give direction. If it appears as though it's off keel. But you cannot possibly think of an area in which the House and the Senate are both, especially with the president with the right to veto, that we could take claim for what is happening to us or what could happen. You know, we only have one country, even though we have three branches of government. We could be in the majority, but it doesn't mean that we can redirect this precedent.
I just want to make one thing clear, because you talked about the fact that we have increased our debt and the amount of money that we are now having to borrow from foreign countries because of the president's tax cuts for the rich. You're not talking about doing anything about that, are you?
Well, we certainly are in terms of talking about pay-as-you-go, a part of our budget.
But are you talking about specifically, sir, rolling back the tax cuts, the Bush tax cuts?
No, we're not talking about that, but we may be talking about redirecting those tax cuts. You know, we have 23 million people in this country that have alternative minimum tax burdens, close to $1 trillion over the next 10 years, and that's not even on the president's radar screen. And so within the system, there can be more equity without increasing the tax burden.
So you're suggesting that you might do something about the president's tax cuts for the wealthy before they expire in 2010?
Well, all I can say at this point in time that we in the majority and the minority on the Ways and Means Committee are working very closely with the Secretary of Treasury, Hank Paulson, not only in taxes, but in Social Security and trade and a lot of other areas to see whether we can find more equity within the system without having a partisanship. So taxes is one of the issues that we're looking at.